Guys, this is Miss Johnson from the library, and today we're going to talk about some of the resources that are available within the portal and some of the tools that are available within those resources that I think is going to make your research process a little bit easier. So within the portal, you can see that there are a lot of folders labeled library. All of these folders are where you're going to go to find these different resources I'm talking about. You'll notice that they have a different subject heading. So this is the library resources that are related to science. These are the library resources related to history, etc. But we're going to start in the general research folder today. That's a good place to start if you're not really sure where specifically to go. And then you're going to notice a lot of these resources have this Gale logo on them. All of the Gale resources are going to pull up different information. However, they're going to be formatted the same way and they're going to mostly have the same tools. So if I show you one Gale resource, it'll help you to navigate the other one. So we're going to start out with Academic OneFile today, because that's a good general place to start if you're not sure where to start your research journey. And then I'm going to type in civil rights. That's a good general research topic. That'll show us what we're trying to see. Now it's going to pull up your resources and look something like this. Up at the top, you can see where you can filter by type of resource. And then over here, you've got some more filter options. But I want to look at the topic finder. We know that when we're doing research, we have to have a topic that's not too specific, because then we won't be able to find information, but we also want it to be specific enough to be able to not be overwhelmed by our information. If we look down here, let me reset this. We've got our topic finder. Our topic finder allows us to have a little bit of an ability to make our topic more specific. So right now, I'm going to click on discrimination because I need my topic to be a little bit more specific than civil rights. So I can look at different types of discrimination. That brings up 21 results. If I want to even get more specific, I could go employment discrimination. That brings me only 7 results. Now, that may be a little bit too specific. I don't know if all of those results are going to help me, but that is a good way to kind of look through and try and make your topic manageable. Now, let me click on this first article that's available here so I can show you some of the tools that are available to you. Over here on this side, you're going to notice that there's a font size and a listen tool. This font size is going to help for some of you who are using those Chromebooks to research, because we know those teeny tiny screens on those Chromebooks can be hard to read. This will make the font size bigger, so it's a little bit easier to read. This will also read the article to you, this listen button right here. You can save the article to your Google Drive. This is great if you know you're going to have to come back and revisit that article repeatedly, because you don't want to have to go back and search for it again. This will allow you to just pull it up out of your Google Drive. And then the most important part is this cite tool up here at the top. You know you've got to cite your sources in order to not plagiarize when you're doing these types of projects. So this will allow you to just copy and paste this right into a Google Doc. And then you will have to format it in the Google Doc to be a works cited page, but you can do it in both MLA for English and both APA for science. Like I said, all of these Gale resources are going to be generally the same kind of format. You should be able to navigate them with no problem as long as you think about them in the same way as this Academic OneFile that we just looked at. Okay, now we're going to look at Britannica. This is an encyclopedia just like you would see sitting on the shelves in the library. But instead of being in a bunch of books, it is online. Within our Britannica encyclopedia, you're going to see a lot of the same kind of tools that are available in the Gale resources. So again, we're going to type in civil rights. And then you can see right here where you can filter by type of resource. We're going to click on this first entry right here so that we can see. You're going to have images and videos that you can find. But again, just like the topic finder that's going to give you related topics, you can find related topics here. So this will give you some different topics that are within civil rights. Let's go back to our article so we can see where some of those resources are. So again, you can send it to your Google Drive so that you can easily locate it later without having to go back and search for it. You can change the font size, listen to the article. You can also cite, just like before. You just would come down here, you would change it from APA or MLA or whichever one you needed. And then again, you would copy and paste it into your same Google Doc. One cool thing about this is if you're struggling with the meaning of a word. So let's just say, for example, I don't know what the word characteristics means. If I double click on that, it's going to give me the dictionary definition from Merriam-Webster's dictionary of what that word means. This is a great tool to use to help you understand, especially if you've trying to figure out the general overview of your topic. You want to make sure you know the vocabulary related to your topic. So this is a great tool. Just double click and it'll tell you what it means. Let's go back and let's look at the other Britannica resource we have. So we're going to X out of that folder and we're going to go into images and music. Did you know that going to Google and finding an image there and putting it in your project is actually illegal? You are supposed to you're supposed to cite your images rather, just like you would an article. So Britannica Image Quest is going to allow you to do that. Again, I'm going to type in civil rights. That's our theme for the day. And you're going to see a bunch of images come up. So if I click on this image of MLK and I say, oh, I want to use that for my project, I can do a couple of things. I can download it to my computer. That allows me to put it into a presentation or a video. I can print it if I want to print it out and put it on a poster board. You can also download and then put it onto a Google Doc and print from there. That allows you to change the size and stuff. But more importantly, we want to be able to cite it. So again, you can click and decide which type of citation you want. And then all you have to do is copy and paste it to your same Google Doc. You have to make sure that you're citing your image sources. You cannot just go to Google and print out whatever you need because those images are not free for you to use. So the last thing I want to talk about is Sounds Abound. Some of you may be doing videos or podcasts. This is a great tool to add some fun sounds into your podcast, or your video. So you can see there's different categories you can search for. We're just going to scroll down to our game show sounds. Let me find it. And then we want game show sounds that are between 0 and 15 seconds. So this is going to come up with a bunch of different sounds that you can use in your projects. So for example, we've got this sound right there. We've got this sound. And you can see there's a lot of options here. It actually goes to more pages even, so that you can add sounds to your podcast or your video. Again, you cannot just go onto the internet and type in sounds and hope that you can use these. These are available for you to use copyright free.